as if you wound up on someone's targeted list. And you would never know why, because you would go around in circles, and most people keep asking for any tragedies, you know, the murder of, you know, a child, something weird happening, you know, and people spend their lives, the brain can't get over it. It's like, why did this happen to us? Like, who was anyone, you know? So some people want to say, oh, well, you know, if some people would say, oh, so-and-so's in denial, their son was on drugs or whatever, but that's not always the case.
Sleep and begin your nightmare. It is time. Look at me, just as all the others have. Now that I have you, your soul will be mine forever!
Suffice it to say, these people might be anti-government because even though they have signage up there, I'm saying that because your soul will be mine. There's these big powerful entities out there in the world, and can they sort of take a hold of someone? Now, some would argue there might be good forces that try to help people move it along and be able to create change and hold a quote-unquote powerful position, be in a position of heavy, you know, high-level influence to make the world a better place. But they need the help of someone who's like a handler, if you will, not necessarily a soul sucker. It reminds me of that song by Christina Perry or whatever, Jar of Hearts. And you know, she's showing that sometimes you wind up with boyfriends, partners, whatever, who suck the soul energy right out of you. And you know, there are people who are afraid to have, you know, a romantic moment with someone because it's like, don't suck the soul out of me, you know. So that's what that looked like to me with that guy, you know, trying to suck the soul out of that woman on some level. So just some impressive Halloween displays on Lombard. So I don't know what's going on Lombard, but there you have it. Lombard is just north of South Street. Of course, we're on the western side of Broad, so it's not as exciting as, say, the eastern side of Broad, which is a little bit more party atmosphere, if you will, if you were on South Street. But Lombard pulled out all the stops. What does Lombard mean? The lumbar, like it comes up in health, I guess. I didn't study nursing or medical, but I think lumbar is almost like recline, supine. Somehow lumbar is in that as a root word. It's probably Latin or Greek. A lot of the medical terms out there are derived from Latin sources. And if you look up the root word, you would find out what it means. Supine, recline. So supine is up, I guess. You would look at SUP and all that stuff. So anyway, a little secret that isn't taught as much in schools, but could be to help people get through certain types of courses, to go on to learn other things, to always look for the root word, which is often Latin and Greek, and the spelling bee people know it. Can I have the root, please? You know, yes, lumbar is, you know, root is Latin or whatever. Can I have the origin? That's right. Can I have the origin, please? Can I have the blah blah blah? So, fish town seafood, I guess. Did they just say something? Oyster. we happen to be on 22nd Street, and I always think it's interesting that that's 333 South 22nd, because we're south of Market, and Market is the dividing line between North and South in Philadelphia. So Lumbar, can I have the origin, please? I always call this the plant house. There's a huge corner house here. It can look like there's multiple doors, but it's really one residence. But it gives the illusion of like, oh, is this made into apartments? No, it's not. I actually met with this woman about potentially taking care of her dog. She happens to live next door to someone I used to take, or whose dogs I took care of over Christmas of 2015. So we'll go around. This is one big gigantic block of a house here, but they have multiple doors there. All of this belongs to one house, and they have all these trees on the corner. They actually used to have a lot more, believe it or not. And they scaled back the amount of huge potted trees and bushes and plants around that corner that I just came around at 22nd and Delancey. We're on Delancey now. So it's quiet-ish here. I hear some barking. And I'm wondering where else in Philly there's impressive Halloween displays and decorations. I just happened to see the skeletons and everything on Uber and Lombard, right where the cottages used to be. And I don't know what they call those townhomes now. They're worth a lot more than the cottages were. The cottage was a little orange cat. Just like my logo, or just like my image on Cervico Dreams. An orange, almost like Morris the cat from the old 9 Lives commercial. He probably went down here. He did. I can see him in the alleyway. Anyway, it's hard to see. He's in the light, but he probably belongs to someone and knows exactly what to do around these here parts. Usually in the city, people don't let their cats out just because there's too much traffic and too much chance for someone to take it, either just outright steal or wonder like, does this cat belong somewhere if it doesn't have a collar or what have you. There are some strays every once in a while, but in general most of the cats around here belong to someone. So the house where the skeletons used to be would be all the way down at the corner here where that green light is. I don't know if you can even see the traffic light down there. But that's where they used to be, scaling the wall of a mansionist home down there. This opened around 2016-17. This big, it's actually like 3 condos together. So it's multiple, not one big gigantic home per se. But it's fascinating. They have the gas lit lamps outside, and so the skeletons used to be scaling the house down here, and no longer. So it's pretty dark. I don't know how well the imagery will come up on this camera. You come down these darker streets, motion detector lamp over there. It's nice and peaceful, and this is more my speed.